Hello and welcome to another Miss Myer tutorial. Today we are going to be creating some vector sea creatures and preparing them for animation in After Effects. So what I've done is Googled vector sea creatures and I'm using an image from Free Pick, this one here. So we'll go ahead and we'll copy that one. So right click, copy image, and we'll open up Illustrator. So in the image that I prepared earlier, this one has a template for film and video, and that's why we've got these green lines here. And we have here layer 1, crab and turtle. It's really important that each of the animals is created on its separate layer, and you'll be able to animate those easily later. Okay, so let's create our first template. So we'll go File, New, and we'll go to Film and Video. And we want it to be HD TV 1080. Okay, this is the resolution here, 1920 by 1080. This means it will present at a really good resolution on any normal television now. And we'll call this one Sea Creatures. Okay, and you can see here the width and the height in pixels. It's landscape and there's one artboard. Let's create. Okay, let's press Command or Control V to paste our image from the internet. There we go. And what I'll do is I want to scale this up, so I'm going to hold down Shift on my keyboard, grab the corner, and we'll scale that up. Excellent. Okay, this layer will be our template, so we'll double click here and call it Template. We'll also go to this section at the top here, and we'll go and actually call it a template. We'll actually set it to be a template layer. There we go, it's dimmed down, and this pencil with a stop sign on it means that we cannot edit this layer. So we'll go ahead and create some new layers. So let's go ahead down the bottom here, create new layer, and we'll call this one Octopus. Okay. Alright, and what we'll start off with is we'll zoom in here on the octopus. So I'm going to hold down Command or Control plus to zoom in. It's Command or Control minus to zoom out. So we'll zoom in. It's important to be zoomed in so you've got control over your curves. And then hold down spacebar, a hand will come up and you can go ahead and pan around your canvas or your artboard. Okay, so what we want to do is use the pen tool and we're going to trace around here. Now this is quite a lovely ellipse already, so we could probably just go ahead and grab the ellipse tool and we'll use the pen tool to draw the tentacles. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go over here to your toolbar. Now yours might not look like mine, yours might be long like this. What I've done is just clicked on these double arrows here and my toolbar. It just means everything can be displayed on my screen. Okay, so we'll go ahead, let's use the ellipse tool. If your ellipse isn't selected, just go ahead to the rectangle tool, hold down your click button, left click, and then come down to ellipse. Okay, we'll draw the ellipse, and we'll just estimate the size of that one. There we go. And we'll rotate that around so it fits the octopus's head. Oops. And try not to draw another ellipse. Okay, to move this now, we need to come and use the black arrow selection tool, or press V on your keyboard, and we'll go ahead and scroll and scale that up so it fits in the head. And we don't need to be exact with that one, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now we can't see anything behind the octopus's head, so what we'll need to do is we can put this shape aside, so we've got the right shape that we want. We can place it to the side, or we can change the fill and stroke here and we'll be able to see that. So I'll just put this to the side over here. I want it to be pink, so I'll go ahead and use the eyedropper tool. I've got the shape selected here and click on the octopus's head in the template layer. Okay, and now it's created the same pink, it's copied that over. And this color and shade will be saved here in the fill section. So let's go ahead and create some tentacles now. So we'll use the pen tool for this. Okay, click P on your keyboard, press pen tool, and I usually like to start off inside the body because we're going to overlap these two shapes in a moment. So let's start off maybe about here. Okay, we're going to click and we're going to click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and be very careful on the ends here. Don't make your your Bezier handles too large. There we go. Click and drag. Click and drag. Click and drag. Click and drag, and then let's finish off that path. So you'll see there's a little circle now next to the pen tool, so let's go ahead and click that one there, and we'll finish and fill that shape up. Now you'll see there's a few mistakes around here. My tentacle could be a bit thicker, so we'll use this other tool here. This is called the Direct Selection tool, or we can press A on our keyboard. And now we can go ahead and highlight individual anchor points and grab Bezier handles, and we can go ahead and edit those. So you can edit those to your heart's content. Or it's good practice as well just to keep redoing the same thing as well until you get good practice. Okay. And another thing you could do is you could swap the fill and stroke around. So I'll do this on the next tentacle. So let's click here on the swap button. Okay. And now you've got the stroke around the outside. Let's undo that. There we go. To create a new shape, let's go ahead and select the pen tool again. Again, we want to start off inside the octopus head and click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Down the bottom here, just use a lot of careful detail. There we go. Okay. And let's just change that so we can see the stroke. Again, let's use the Direct Selection tool, and you can go ahead and make these a bit more neater. There we go. Smoother is probably the word I should use. Okay, and again, like the more you zoom in, the better detail you'll get. Okay, lovely. Okay, and then when you're happy with that, and I'm quite happy with that now, I'll just swap that back. Alright, let's do the last two tentacles, and we'll add some details with the little suckers here, and we'll create the eyes. So let's do that real quickly now. Again, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. So the Bezier handles create the curves. If you don't use the Bezier handles, what you're going to end up with is quite geometric looking tentacles, as you see here. See how there's quite a sharp edge there, and we don't want that. That's okay. We're not being too picky right here. Okay. And again, it's just a template. We don't need to be exact here. All right, so we've got the tentacles done now. There we go. Let's go ahead and do the eyes and give it a little bit of texture on the top of the head. So the eyes are really easy to do. We use the ellipse tool. We're going to use the color white. So let's go ahead and double click there. We'll select white. Okay, I'll hold down Shift. Oops, and that's accidentally created that tentacle to be white. So let's go ahead and do that after. There we go, after we've created the eye. There's the eye. And we'll create the pupil, we'll make that black. Now the bigger this pupil is, the cuter your animal is going to look like. Right, I've just used a copy and paste. Command C, Command V, or Control C, Control V on that one. There we go, so you've got one eye. And let's create the second eye. Command C, Command V, or Control. Alright, it's slightly smaller, this eye. We'll put it over there. Let's go ahead and grab the body, put that back over here. Okay, and the last thing we'll do is put the little suckers on. So I might go ahead and we'll hold down Shift. So hold down Shift, select all the tentacles in the head, put them over there. And let's go and zoom in on the spots on the top here. There we go. Don't have to be perfect. Let's give them some colour. Again, let's go here. In fact, they look better if they're not perfect. They have a kind of cute imperfect nature to them. There we go, that's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so you can do the same thing with the suckers as well. You could probably only need to create one and you can copy it on all of them. That's okay. All right, make it the light pink. You can copy and paste that one. Again, Command C, Command V. Oops, and I didn't have all the anchors selected. So let's go back here. Command C, Command V. Rotate that around. Okay, let's copy those three. Put them over here. Again, rotate those around. You can scale them. There we go. Again, copy those, paste. That's a little one on the end here, so might reverse that one. There we go. And then we've got the last three. Okay, and now we're just about done with the octopus. Not quite 8 tentacles, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and we'll drag a selection box across the body and the tentacles. Let's drag that in there over the top. Okay, and then our octopus is complete. Now, if you wanted to come back and edit anything, so I see that the edge here is not quite as round as I'd like to. Again, you can use the direct selection tool to go ahead and smooth out some of those curves there. And if your layer order, if something is hidden behind another layer, you can click on this white arrow here and you'll be able to see that there is a path, individual path for everything inside the octopus layer. So you can simply click and drag where it is and it will change the order. Okay, you can also use the right click button and you can go and arrange things and send them to the back or bring them forward, just like you can in PowerPoint and Keynote. So we'll close that one up. There we go, and our octopus layer is done and ready for animating.